And in this video, we're going to be talking about Phil Mickelson's Monday finish at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am and what's in his bag. Let's go butts around.
Hit the ball!
Hey guys, David Folk here. In this channel we do instructional videos and golf gear videos just like this one. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. Whether you love them or hate them, and I kind of have to love them due to the whole band of brothers, Lefties Unite. Phil Mickelson is just Phil the Thrill, right? I mean, it's just amazing to see what he's been able to do as he continues to progress toward 50. I believe he's 49 right now, and pulls out a win at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. And honestly, from what I've read, he wanted to continue Sunday night before Paul Casey kind of pulled the plug and said, no, I'm going to mark because the horn sounded. Honestly, I just feel like that guy just has that passion, has that desire, and I don't see him making the jump to the Champions Tour anytime in the near future because he's still so competitive on the PGA Tour. Whether you like him or not, how well he has progressed his game throughout the years, especially in his 40s, where other guys are starting to maybe lose a step and are looking more toward the Champions Tour to compete in those tournaments. So I'm impressed to see how well he's doing. His swing is fantastic. He doesn't seem to have any issues with function or movement, whereas you can see other guys, especially in their 20s, who are making more violent moves at the ball. He just seems to swing smooth and rockets and off it goes. So it's great to see him in terms of old and in terms of still having the passion to compete out there on the highest level. And again, whether you love him or hate him, I feel like you got to give the guy respect enough to see how he's continuing to perform throughout his entire career. So let's jump into what's in his bag. And we're going to start off with his driver. He's going to be playing the Callaway Rogue Sub-Zero. This is going to have a 9-degree with a Project X Hazardous T1100 shaft. This is going to be the super duper stiff shaft with specific T1100 fibers in it that makes it really stiff in the tip to keep those balls low and have a little bit lower spin with those drives. With his 3-wood, he's going to be playing the Epic Flash Sub-Zero 3-wood. This is going to be a 13.5 degrees. He's going to be using a Mitsubishi Fubuki J80X shaft. And again, he's looking for probably a little bit lower spin since it's a Sub-Zero. The Fubuki shaft has a little bit of a lower kick point to try and launch that ball up in the air. So he's trying to find that right trajectory spin mix to make sure that he gets enough carry, but it's going to perform without maybe hooking or slicing too much in one direction from the Sub-Zero head. Next, we jump on over to his irons, and he's going to be playing the Callaway X Forge UT3 iron. That's going to be a utility iron. And then he's going to move to the Epic Pro 4 iron, so it's going to still have a little bit of help. And then he's going to be playing the Callaway X Forged 18.5 irons. And then he's going to play the Callaway Apex MB 18 6-through pitching wedge. So this is a great example of not playing 3-through pitching wedge in one set, but blending a set of irons together to maximize your forgiveness for what you want, to maximize trajectory, to maximize spin, to maximize feeling. The UT iron has a different feeling than Epic Pro. The Epic Pro doesn't have the same feeling as the X Forged, and the X Forged is still a bit harder than, let's say, the Callaway MB iron. So it seems like he's trying to gain the feel more as he moves down, obviously, than in the higher irons where he's trying to match gapping and making sure he has the right spin and feelings and all that kind of stuff that he's looking for. I feel like this is a great picture of where I want to encourage us as average players, as amateurs, to go to and when we go fitting, as opposed to go get fitting with a 7-iron, pull the 4-through gap wedge off the rack and plop it down and spend $800. I feel like if we spend a little bit more time looking at clubs, trying to evaluate our game and kind of, it's kind of like piecemealing it together, I think that's going to help us in the long run benefit and create a better game with clubs that we feel like are going to perform at their optimum trajectory as opposed to just a 4-through gap wedge, which may be right for you, but I want to encourage you guys, take a look at what's out there, take a look at how Phil, who again is so successful throughout his career, what he's currently doing to try and maximize his game, and then see what you can do to put your set together. I look forward to hearing from you. Do you guys have this many variables and just to your irons, right? He has a 3-through pitching wedge, and he has the UT, the Epic Pro, the Callaway X Forged, and the MBs. So from 8 irons, he's got 4 different kinds. That's pretty unique. And of course, Phil is not one who likes to stay in the box, color in the line, so to speak. But you know, how many different categories or how many different types of clubs do you have in your bag just for your irons? Let's say, do you have a hybrid, utility iron? Yeah, I look forward to hearing your comments down below, just to try and again see how they all meld together to maximize your game. Moving on to the wedges. He's playing the Callaway Mac Daddy PM grind, obviously. And that's going to be a 54, 60, 64. And that's going to have the KBS Tour 125V shafts. And that's what his irons are also going to have. All of them have the KBS 125V Tour shafts in them as well. And I am surprised. I believe the MB irons are 46 degrees. So that's a pretty big jump between 46 and 54. He may have them bent specifically to try and create that distance. But he goes from 54 to 60, which is another 6-degree jump, and then to a 64, which, of course, Phil the Thrill with his flop wedges and all that good stuff. Of course, he'd carry a 64-degree wedge. So it's an interesting combination, again, looking at the gapping, but obviously he knows his yardages. He's been able to hit those feather shots like a 3/4 punch or whatever, you know, trying to fill in the gaps between, let's say, the pitching wedge and his gap wedge. So his choices suit his game. I want to encourage you guys, obviously, to get fit and find clubs and find the right gapping for you guys. Finally, we talk about his putter, and he's going to be playing the Odyssey Versa number 9 white with the Super Stroke Slim 3.0 grip. This is a very stable putter for him. Probably the one thing that hasn't changed too much over the years is going to be this Versa 9 type of putter. Obviously, he's gone for different paint jobs and whatnot, but this type of putter, that kind of teardrop look from a putter he's had for many years in different sizes, but he's kind of basically stuck with this kind of flange looking putter. So it's probably the most stable club in his bag, and tried and true, and won many of a tournament. Looking at his golf ball, he's going to be playing a Callaway Chrome Soft X. And that's going to be with the triple track technology. And finally, wrapping up, his golf grips are going to be Golf Pride MCC grips. So guys, I look forward to hearing your comments down below. What do you think of Phil's victory coming in on Monday? What did you think of his setup, his club makeup? What's in his bag? Is there anything that surprised you? Is there something that you see that you're like, man, maybe I should take a look at that and check that out? Post those comments down below. I look forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions, or if you're playing any of those clubs, how do they perform for you out there in the real world? Again, post those down below. And of course, if you have any questions, go ahead and post those as well. I try to get to everybody's comments and questions. And of course, while you're down there, guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up because YouTube likes that. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll chat with you next time.